360 Trail, Jeremy Taylor.
Which one is that?
Oh, sorry. Do you want to use that?
Yeah, I'll use this one. So I've got along with me as well Colin Merck, familiar face from minutes ago.
Oh, Dr. Merck, I presume.
Meant to have a change of shirt actually between.
This of course being another one of Colin's projects. And wanted to give you an update on this. And first of all, Madam Mayor and councillors, we want to thank you for your support last year. The project that you established to establish the signs for the Christchurch 360 Trail is almost complete, and the work is progressing well there, so we thank you very much for your support. Particularly want to recognise the hard work of the CCC staff, Eric Banks and Linda Burns. But also it's worthy to note, and this relates to something later in my submission, about the notable support that we're getting from the community. Rotary clubs across the city are joining up to support this, and besides Land Care Research, I meant to actually have in there the Canterbury Horticultural Society as a group is also a notable support from the community helping us with this project. What are we going to get? We're going to have a 130-something kilometre trail around Christchurch. It promotes a healthy lifestyle, and it will be an asset in the communities that it goes through and around. It will promote the sorts of things that Colin's been talking to you in his other couple of presentations: ecology, diversity, heritage, and the city's brand. It should be an attraction to visitors, much like other established ones, things such as the Central Otago Rail Trail, and overseas examples such as London's Capital Ring Walk, which is of a similar sort of type of size, as well as the much longer things such as the Pennine Way and Appalachian Trail. Of course, we've got Department of Conservation's Great Walks as well, which attract a large number of visitors each year. But those are way out in the back blocks. We're talking here about something that's right on our doorstep. The goals of the Christchurch 360 Trail align very much with the sorts of things that you as council have identified as community outcomes in the long-term plan. And I've excerpted some of them here. Aspects about being a livable city enhanced by its public spaces, enhancing and building on the garden city image to really sort of like enhance it to be the sort of eco-city that Colin has previously mentioned. Bringing in our unique landscapes and biodiversity, protecting them, enhancing them, and encouraging an attractive environment in the city, encouraging active travel, walking and cycling, and people actively being involved in their communities. And this is where I'll hark back to already the involvement of the Rotary and Canterbury Horticultural Societies. Of course, we have already, with the parks and things, intended access to places of scenic, natural heritage, culture and educational interest. But one of the things that, as a council, you've got as community outcomes you want is a prosperous economy, having Christchurch being a good place to do business. And while it might not seem it necessarily off the right away, the Christchurch 360 Trail should be a catalyst for business and economy. Certainly if we can attract visitors into the city, and things can be set up around it, such as has happened with the Central Otago Rail Trail. Now, the City Council is caring for most of the trail's needs already, right now, under the activities and services that you have planned in the long-term plan. Under garden, heritage and neighbourhood parks, you are, of course, caring for all of the things that are going to be real key attractions in the walk. Perhaps an addition to that would benefit the Christchurch 360 Trail would be things such as the sign and marker maintenance and new supplementary signs that may be worth putting in with the trail. So these things are currently not something which is allowed for, and those signs are being handed over to us to look after, and basically as the project finishes. But maybe they're going to be right there in the parks. Maybe it's something that the park people can look after, but that would only be with your direction. Arts and culture, including heritage protection, is one of the things that you're already caring for, and you're already caring for animal management, including dog control, which is certainly very important in areas in the reserves and things. We certainly respect the need for that and appreciate the work that's going in there. But there are additional activities that could include the Christchurch 360 Trail and the existing business as usual programs. So things such as under the roads and footpaths, you're wanting to have a walking friendly city. And so it'd be a good idea when these things come up to consider the Christchurch 360 Trail when you're planning with road partners such as NZTA. Take advantage of Christchurch 360 as an asset to promote cycling for health and active travel when these topics come up. You have events and festivals happening. As it is, this October, we're going to be part of the 2015 Walking Festival, which was a success last year, and this year it's going to be our unveiling. We would like to be part of an annual event where we have a city-wide community event, joining hands around the city and enjoying this natural asset. You've got an asset here for involving in education, utilising the Christchurch 360 in educational programs that you can take advantage of. Use it in city promotions, city promotional material on print, web and digital. Use the Canterbury and Christchurch tourism to promote the city as an eco-destination and use the Christchurch 360 as an example of that, and collaborate with tourism businesses to take advantage of the opportunities around about. Things like this, so bringing tourism into the city certainly brings dollars into the local economy. For each $100,000 spent, we only need to convince 60 visitors a month to stay an extra night to get that back, the money back into the community. Of course, that's money back into the Christchurch economy, not into the City Council's coffers. We quite appreciate that at these times. So whereas the Christchurch 360 Trail, we're not asking for any additional funding. We just ask that the Christchurch 360 Trail is used by you when you're promoting the city, and that you include it in business as usual programs, so that it is just a thing, a part of the city that you're looking after. Because this essentially is no longer a project. We want an ongoing commitment by the city is needed for the trail to do well. Please make this trail part of business as usual. Take advantage of it as an asset in your promotions of the city, and see if you can find a way to include it within existing long-term plan activities. It's an asset that you have to employ, that's going to be able to benefit from, you know, leverage it for, you know, essentially it's an existing asset to leverage at low cost, and hopefully for some benefit to the city. Any comments or questions that you'd like to have for
Questions? Yeah. Bill?
Thank you, it was excellent. I just want to commend you for including sign and marker and maintenance, but also new signs, because I think that's one of the things for walkers and trampers, knowing where to go and taking the right turn and that kind of thing. So it's a really good presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Glenn?
Thank you. As I've emailed Colin over this, I think, you know, obviously some tremendous opportunities in this, even from a multi-sport perspective. You've talked about leverage. We could work off that to help promote it in that respect. I can see all sorts of joined up possibilities there. So no questions, but just, you know, affirmation.
How long does it take to walk around it?
If you took it in about 8 one-day chunks, it would take you 8 days, unless you spread those 8 days with a few gaps in between. But you could probably, if you want to do it in smaller chunks, do it in maybe 15 smaller chunks over a couple of weeks.
If you were doing it as a round trip, you'd take 8 days?
If including your overnights. If you were going to try doing it in one go, if you're an ultra marathon runner, you'd certainly be able to do it in a day.
Oh, really?
But
I mean, not that I am. Sorry, I just realised how silly that sounded.
You've got to have an ultra marathon level amount of fitness to do it in one day. But yes.
Okay, yeah, Paul.
Well done. I think it's a great project. The question I'm going to ask is that I know It looks like it's connected to the coastal pathway,
Uses a pathway.
and
Yes.
you're looking to open in October, and I know the coastal pathway is not going to be completed by October, so obviously it's not contingent on those things. It's a pathway, and some of those pathways will be enhanced as the years go past.
That's right. It's just using the existing trails and walkways as they currently exist. Linking them up with existing road networking, and so all the things that are currently existing, trying to endeavour to use without having sort of like cut new trails or things like that. And over time, we will improve it as we're able to.
So like, I suppose, as projects come online, like the coastal pathway, just chances to enhance the experience.
For instance, we're unable to at the moment go into the groins and then back out to the stop banks because the trails don't exist. We would love to do that one day. We'd love to have a better route through the settlement ponds, through the nature reserve there than what we've been offered.
Promenade along New Brighton.
It would be great. So it would be, we just need to, we'll make those changes as we're able to in the future.
That's great. Look, thank you very much.
That's right.
That's right. And thank you, Colin. You're contributing so much to our city. Thank you very much. Bromley Community Centre.